I'd like to get, if possible, have a wellness check done on my daughter. She got off the plane coming back from LA. It was 1 a.m. She was going to grab an Uber and go home, but that's the last I heard from her.
So 1 a.m. this morning?
No, 1 a.m. Monday morning.
Just after landing, 23-year-old Mackenzie headed straight to meet her Tinder date, unaware the man waiting for her was about to drag her into a nightmare she would never escape. What started as a casual meetup twisted into a chilling case that would haunt detectives for days. Hours later, her phone went completely silent, but that wasn't the worst part. Neighbors began complaining about a foul stench coming from the house where she had spent the night.
The smell of gas was outrageous, almost rancid. It was just really disgusting smelling.
At just 23 years old, Mackenzie Lueck is a bright and driven young from the sunny town of El Segundo, California. She was studying pre-nursing at the University of Utah, working toward her dream of helping others. But life had recently dealt her a heavy blow. She had flown home to mourn the death of her beloved grandmother. After a sorrowful week with family, she returned to Utah, landing in Salt Lake City during the early morning hours of June 17th. She texted her mom around 1 a.m., just a quick note to let her know she had arrived safely. But it would be the last time anyone heard from her. Soon after that message, Mackenzie's phone went silent. Her friends were accustomed to her constant online presence. When she suddenly stopped replying to texts, they initially dismissed it. Perhaps she was busy or needed some rest. But as hours stretched into days without a word, their concern deepened into dread. By June 20th, 3 days after her last text, Mackenzie's father, Greg Lueck, reported her missing to the Salt Lake City Police Department.
I'd like to get, if possible, have a wellness check done on my daughter. I've been trying to get a hold of her all week. I was just wondering if I could have somebody maybe go by her house and check on her. Last time we heard from her, she got off the plane coming back from LA. It was 1 a.m. She was going to grab an Uber and go home, but that's the last I heard from her.
So 1 a.m. this morning?
No, 1 a.m. Monday morning. So we've been trying to get a hold of her all week. Usually it's unlike her to return a call, but it goes straight to voicemails.
Determined to uncover any leads, investigators delved into her digital footprint and made a chilling discovery. Before vanishing, Mackenzie had been active on a dating site. She had been meeting someone who would soon become the focus of a dark and disturbing investigation. Her friends sprang into action, covering the town with missing person flyers and flooding social media with her photo. But behind the scenes, a terrifying plan was just beginning to take shape, one that would unravel into something no one saw coming.
Missing posters continue to pepper Salt Lake City streets, hoping to find an answer to the question, what happened to Mackenzie Lueck?
Where could she have gone? Her car has not been moved.
Family and friends trying to reach her on social media. They posted this video, hoping she might see it.
Everyone is out looking for you around the country, and they all want you to know that we're advocating for you, we're fighting for you, and we're going to bring you home.
At 2:40 a.m. on June 17th, Mackenzie was seen getting into a Lyft car outside the Salt Lake City airport. From that moment, there was no trace of her. The first step police took was a wellness check at her home, but when they arrived, things didn't add up. Her car was still in the driveway, and there was no travel suitcase in her home.
Get a key or something like that if we need it. Yes, the key to the apartment so that we might be able to go in there just in case she is in there injured or something like that.
We have a still photo pulled from the airport surveillance cameras showing Mackenzie during the time she spent in the airport after her flight landed. Going by the timestamps on the video, she deplaned at 2:09 a.m. and got into the lift at 2:40 a.m. Over the course of approximately 31 minutes, Mackenzie walked from the jetway to catch the lift with a quick stop to pick up her luggage. She did not appear to talk to anyone in the airport. I would like to say again, Mackenzie, in the case you just want to be left alone, please let us know you are safe.
Eventually, police tracked down the Lyft driver who picked Mackenzie up that early morning. What he revealed only deepened the mystery. Mackenzie hadn't gone home. Instead, she asked to be dropped off at Hatch Park in North Salt Lake. The driver recalled watching her approach a man waiting in his car. They exchanged a few quick words, then, without hesitation, she got into his car.
Confirmed that this was the location where she was last seen, Hatch Park, here in North Salt Lake. Investigators now revealing she met someone else after getting dropped off.
Detectives have spoken with the Lyft driver and learned that Mackenzie was met at Hatch Park by an individual in a vehicle. The Lyft driver left Mackenzie at the park with that person and stated that Mackenzie did not appear to be in any type of distress.
Mackenzie's friends told investigators she had been talking to men through Tinder, and there were whispers of a possible boyfriend living in nearby park. Weeks earlier, Mackenzie had told a retired cop she met at a bar that she used dating sites, not just Tinder, but also one called Seeking Arrangement. This platform, known for connecting sugar babies with wealthy men, it's a secret kind of relationship, but in Mackenzie's case, that may have led her into the hands of someone with far darker intentions. Mackenzie Lueck was born on March 8, 1996, in the quiet coastal suburb of El Segundo, California. She was the only daughter among 4 children in a close-knit family that had big hopes for her future. But behind her bright smile and ambition lay quiet battles few ever saw. In 2018, a close friend shared that Mackenzie had been the victim of assault, a life-altering trauma that left deep scars. She sought help through therapy and took medication to manage her depression. Still, she kept moving forward, determined to make something of her life. Her dream was to walk the stage in May 2020 and continue on to medical school. As police worked tirelessly to trace her steps, they opened a tip line for any clues. People claimed they'd seen Mackenzie, sometimes with different men. But none of the sightings could be confirmed, and many led investigators down the wrong paths. As leads become scarce, investigators set up a digital geofence around Hatch Park, the place where Mackenzie was last dropped off by her Lyft driver. They were hoping for digital footprints on June 17th, and they got one. Out of 6 devices that pinged in that area, one device stood out. It belonged to a man named Iola Ajayi, a 32-year-old whose name would soon become central to the case. Investigators dug deeper, and what they found was chilling. Mackenzie and Ajayi had actually met before. Their connection wasn't new. In fact, they had been talking since 2018. With a potential suspect in sight, detectives decided to confront him. On June 25th, they brought Ajayi in for questioning. He didn't resist, even helpful, saying he only wanted to clear up the misunderstanding.
You said you wanted to come down and show us some stuff and everything.
Yes.
Okay, so we didn't call you down here. You're not under arrest. You're not being detained. You can leave anytime you want to, okay?
Yeah, I have a security camera in my living room. So, and when I view it, I was there the whole time that night. And then, just like I just showed you today, my baby mama was with me, and she's pregnant.
He admitted to using the sugar dating website, but denied ever meeting Mackenzie through it.
I only want to share 2 things with you.
Okay.
So, that is a seeking arrangement. So if you see, some of them are even in Seattle. And some of them, so it's like, even some of them are in Philippines. So I have PTSD and anxiety. I just need to talk to someone whenever I'm alone and I'm freaking out.
He claimed she must have found his number on his profile and texted him directly.
So on that website, you can put it there like, you don't want this type of race or this type of gender. So she stopped responding once I sent her my pictures. I thought maybe she just doesn't want my type of race, so I just stopped responding to her.
Right. But she actually texted you on your phone number?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe there's a possibility we talked in the past. I've been on it for 2 years. I go in and out. And when I check it, there's some people even still message me today that I haven't talked to since last year. And she just messaged me today, like, did you still need someone to talk to? And I said, not today, that I have someone that I'm talking to right now.
So you haven't deleted any text from that number?
No.
A traffic camera had caught Ajayi's vehicle driving toward Hatch Park at 2:48 a.m. on June 17th, just minutes before Mackenzie disappeared. Ajayi said he had home security footage that could prove he never left the house. He even claimed he'd downloaded it all for police, but when they asked for the footage, he refused to hand it over.
So earlier you said we could take your phone and download it. Are you still willing to do that or no?
I just need to call my lawyer and see if it's okay. Because I want to help as much as I can.
Sure.
But she's saying that some police just want to pin it on someone, that they can pin it on me. But I have the hard drive in my car. I downloaded the old hard drive that have the old security camera. I even downloaded the whole text and all my text messages. I brought everything with me.
I'm talking about, we take your phone, we hook it up to a machine, and we download the contents of your phone.
let me get approval from her first.
The very next day, investigators secured a search warrant for Ajayi's home.
Yeah, they didn't give me the search warrant. I authorized it before. And then when they said the search...
We don't have the search warrant in hand.
Can I borrow your phone then to call my lawyer?
I'm going to give you her phone number right now. You remember her name? When we went that?
Susanna.
Yep.
Is there anyone else in there?
Go check her.
Let's make sure.
Please.
Gloves.
We're not going to search anything.
Clear in this room, clear in the bathroom.
Without the warrant, they are going through my phone.
You done with the phone?
Thank you, sir.
You wanna? No garage, no house, no car. I'm not.
The update, man. We'll call it.
I have no update.
By the way, we both got our best.
I look like what?
Yeah, like the mailbox. USPS.
I am USPS. Like we said, as soon as we know something, I'll tell you, okay?
I better hope he's not the Postal Service. That means he's going to raise his rates every day, not be efficient.
Exactly.
While investigators combed through his belongings, AJ calmly claimed he'd be heading to the local library. As he left, undercover officers discreetly followed him and watched his steps.
Did you say you're going to which library?
It's a library down this road.
Oh, on the other side of the freeway.
Yeah.
West?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a new one, right?
Yeah, it's very new. It has couch that I can just sleep. But I will be there, and I don't have a phone, but if you guys walk in, I will sit where you can see me.
Okay.
I will tell them, and maybe they'll send me to pick you up and see if you want to come back.
The police officer picking me up there, that would be
In my nice red Camry. But if you pee in it, I'll take you to jail.
But I have to pee.
All right, AJ.
Good luck, man.
So is that where you'll probably be?
Yeah, unless you want me to stay, I'm happy to stay.
No, you're welcome to leave if you want to. If we wanted to come talk to you, is that where you think you'll be?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good luck, man.
Back at his house, officers found a number of electronics, including a router and a Wi-Fi mesh system. It looked like someone trying to erase a digital footprint. But the most haunting clue wasn't digital at all.
What's going on, man?
Detectives are ready to talk to you about everything that's going on real fast, so if you want to come, I'll give you right back to the house real quick.
So there's Fox News over there.
I know, I'm going to drive you back in my car. It's a Camry, so...
We'll stay away from the news.
Yeah, we're not going to go by the news.
But I don't want my face on the news.
I will do that so it does, okay? So stand up real quick.
We're just going to... Oh, are you arresting me or something?
No. Stand up.
Then why you're going to be detained for a little bit.
You're being detained. But just for a second, okay? I got to put you in handcuffs just while we're driving.
Per policy, we're just
going
to go talk to detectives for a little bit.
Why are you detaining me?
Because you need to talk to detectives, and I need to transport you back. So my policy says every time someone's in my car, they will wear handcuffs. So that's why they're...
Oh, there's a news over there.
They can come right back.
We're probably not going to take... We'll take you to another spot so you're not by the news.
Okay?
In the backyard, police noticed a fresh patch of earth. It looked like it had been recently dug up. When neighbors were questioned, one woman recalled, on the night of June 17th, she saw a fire burning on his backyard. The odor from the flames was unlike anything she'd ever smelled before.
The smell of gas was outrageous. And I thought maybe I was in my bedroom and I smelled it through my window, and I thought maybe it was my motorhome. And so I came outside to make sure, and there's this smell in the air that was just almost rancid. It was just really disgusting smelling.
A K-9 unit was brought in to sniff the area, and as they suspected, the dog picked up a scent. Detectives interviewed Ajayi a second time, this time pressing him harder.
Either you didn't have a conversation with her, or you did. We know you did. We know that you had a conversation continuing. We know that your phone takes you up in the exact same area as she was dropped off. Coincidence? Nope. Facts? Yep. Did you meet with her up in Salt Lake that night?
No.
Okay, your phone records are going to show different.
Week? I just told you that your phone records and the location put you up at the meet. Do you think honestly and expect me to believe that you ended that conversation and somehow you and her location end up in the exact same spot?
Oh, I'm not doubting you. If I see that too, if I'm in your case, I would be asking myself, what are you asking me right now?
It's not a miraculous question.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
Stuff doesn't just happen.
No.
Yes, I agree with you.
I'm telling you to explain that. And so far, you have not.
Well, how do I explain something I don't know?
Are you saying you don't know or you don't remember? Because those are two different things, AJ.
He admitted to starting a fire in his yard that night, but claimed he quickly put it out after a neighbor scolded him for breaking local pollution laws. Investigators discovered that Ajayi's car reeked of gasoline. In the trunk, they found a red gas can, the exact same kind he was seen buying on security footage the morning after Mackenzie disappeared. Ajayi claimed he'd been burning trash, maybe some old clothes. But when police sifted through the ash, they didn't find trash. They found something even more sinister.
Camera's on. What you got? Okay, so there's this. She came. There's the like burned what? Jeans. Okay. What do you got here? I have no idea. Or did they hand this to you? Yeah. She said it was in her yard right here. All right. I need you to secure this. Don't let anybody out of that house or into the backyard. Where was this found? She picked it up.
Buried in the charred remains were pieces of human tissue. It was a burned muscle and part of a human scalp still clinging to strands of hair. Despite the mountain of evidence, Ajayi was released and stayed at his friend's home until the forensic confirmation. On June 28th, investigators confirmed that the remains were belonged to Mackenzie Lueck. A SWAT team surrounded the friend's home, while a negotiator called Ajayi urging him to come out peacefully.
AJ, you're being a little bit unreasonable, dude. I'm a man, you're a man, we're grown men.
If you want to arrest me, I would come down, and you can arrest me. I will be there. I can see your car. I would come down.
Okay, come on down then.
You're not trying to... Are you trying to arrest me?
Will you come down, please?
No, only if you tell me that you want to arrest me, then
I am not arresting you. No, I'm not. No. I am not. You just come down.
If you're not trying to arrest me, then I don't want to talk to you.
If I'm not trying to arrest you, then you don't want to talk to me?
Yes.
What if I was trying to arrest you? Do you want to come down and talk to me?
Sure.
Okay, I'm trying to arrest you. Come down and talk to me.
Do you have your arrest warrant with you?
Yep.
Moments later, he walked out the front door without any resistance.
KSL-TV was on the scene as this unfolded and captured this exclusive video. You can see officers in tactical gear gathering on the side of the building, weapons drawn. Murder suspect Ayoola Ajayi is then seen slowly walking toward the officers with his hands raised, one hand holding a cell phone to his ear. As he reaches the officers, the 31-year-old hands over the phone. The SWAT team members lower their guns and place Ajayi in handcuffs. Officers then enter the building. Minutes later, they return and transfer Ajayi across the street to the back seat of a police car.
Born and raised in Nigeria, Ajayi moved to the U.S. in the early 2000s with a student visa. He tried modeling, and he briefly served in the Utah Army National Guard. At the time, he was working as an IT specialist. Ajayi had enrolled at the University of Utah to study computer science, but visa complications and whispers of theft got him removed from the campus. Though he tried to come back, he never completed his degree. And yet, that didn't stop him from pretending to be someone important. In 2018, he self-published a chilling novel called Forge Identity, a disturbing story about kidnapping, murder, and manipulation. The violent plot lines would feel like a twisted blueprint for his real-life actions. Ajayi was also married, though barely in name. His wife Tanisha lived far away in Texas. They'd met through a family friend and got married when he was just 23. But they never lived together, and she hadn't spoken to him in years. At the time Tanisha refused to move to Utah, his mask slipped quickly. According to her, Ajayi exploded with rage and threatened to kill her.
I can't explain this, but he was like real aggressive, real aggressive. because he wanted me to remove her. You talked to be with him, and I told him no. And I jumped through the window, and he had a butcher knife, was trying to stab me with the knife, and I ended up cutting my hand. I just stopped talking to him because that was like free from my life. The stuff that he was doing, it was changing my life.
Sadly, Tanisha wasn't the only one with a disturbing story. Though Ajayi had no convictions on his record, his name had appeared in 2 separate sex crime investigations, one in 2014 and again in 2018. This scrutiny deepened when authorities analyzed his digital footprint following Mackenzie's disappearance. Using GPS and cell tower data, police tracked his movements on the days after June 17th. His phone had pinged north deep into Logan Canyon. The area was remote, surrounded by thick woods and steep terrain. He stayed there for nearly 2 hours. On June 25th, search teams followed the trail, and that's when they found Mackenzie's remains. Her body was buried in a shallow grave beneath a layer of brush. Her hands had been tied behind her back with zip ties. Half of her body was badly burned, and she had suffered blunt force trauma to the head. On the night of June 17th, before Mackenzie even arrived at his home, Ajayi turned off his security cameras. The moment Mackenzie stepped inside, he attacked her. Using a belt, he strangled her to death. After killing her, he tried to burn her body in his backyard. But when a neighbor complained about the awful smell, he panicked. The case finally came to a close on October 7, 2020. In court, Ajayi pleaded guilty to aggravated murder and desecration of a human body. In exchange, prosecutors agreed to take the death penalty off the table. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. It's a wake-up call. In a world where dating apps blur the line between relationships and danger, her tragic end reminds us that not everyone we meet online has good intentions. If you're still with us, thank you for watching. Show some love by smashing that like button, and we'll see you in the next one.